inset into another project, such as a shopping bag. I think that would be great, or a beach bag. So anyway, I'm going to begin by showing you what is done here. Just for the demonstration purposes, I'm using a size G and Karen Simply Soft yarn. So what I'm going to show you is that on this side, we begin on the lower edge, and on the left hand side are decreases, and on the right hand side are increases. Then when we go back, this side is the decrease, this side is the increase, and so on and so forth. So I'll show you how to get started on this project, and before long you'll have miles and miles of chevron pattern. So to get started, you just go ahead and we make like we always do. On this one I'm going to chain 8. Yeah, that's our base. So what we're going to do is draw up the 8 loops, just like you do in simple Tunisian stitch. You can also use the knitted stitch or any other stitch you like that you know of in this particular crochet style. And by the way, I ordered some other hooks that will not have this bump on them, so I'm excited for those to come in. We'll have a little more success because this makes a little bit bigger loop on the end there. Okay, so to begin, on the left hand side we're always decreasing. So to do a decrease, we go through the 2 stitches first. If you're not decreasing, you just go through 1. So we'll go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Oops, I made a mistake there. Went through 3. Now on the next side, on the right hand side, to do an increase, we just simply chain 1. And there's our first loop, and here's our second. One secret to this is you know that you always are going to end up with 8 loops. So, right now I'm always going to increase on the right and decrease on the left. So this is something that's simple to remember, and it keeps you going in the right direction. Okay, so there we have it, our 8 loops. I'm going to decrease on the left with 2, with the first 2. Okay, when you get to the right, you increase by chaining 1 again. So you know that you're going to pull up the 8 loops so you can count them as you go or count them afterwards. Sometimes I count them all the time, both ways. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Going through the 2. Oops. Okay, and our increase. I'm going to pause this for a little while, and on the 5th row we'll come back and go for 5 rows. I've done 5, as you can see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually halfway through the 5th row, but I did go ahead because this is the point of the chevron, so I did go ahead and make the chain. Now what I'm going to do is begin decreasing on this side. So the way I'll do that is, from now on I will not be making the chain, but it is the farthest most point out on the right, so I did make it, and it went with that 5th row. So here I will drop the first loop like I always do, but only this time I will pull it through the other loop, and that makes the point. So we're going to go on until we have 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to increase on this side, the way we're going to do that is just pull your finger forward and make a stitch here. This is just like a simple knitted cast on. You can actually use knitting cast on in Tunisian crochet. So what we're going to do here is a simple knitted cast on to the left, and that's how we're going to increase on the left hand side each time. So now we have our 8 stitches. So and when we go back across, because this is the increase side, I am not going to go through 2. I don't want to lose the stitch, so we're just going to go through the 1 and then go through 2 across, like so, and then yarn over and go through 2 across like we always do in Tunisian crochet. Now on the right hand side, I will not make the chain. I will not make the chain. So I'm going to pull up the first one, just like you do in regular simple Tunisian simple stitch, and I'm going to decrease that by yarning up, like by pulling that loop through there. And now we start our count again to make our 8 loops. That's our fourth one. And see, it's quite simple just to pick up that first little stitch that we made there. And that's 7, and then we're going to make our increase by pulling our, whoops, by doing that. Okay, that was a blooper, but we're not taking it out probably. Okay. All right, so now we've completed the first row going toward the left. So now we're working on our second one. Yeah. That was the increase, and now we're going to do the 1 yarn pull through 2 the rest of the way across. And now for the decrease. Very simple. Okay, we've gone to the right and we've gone to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Halfway through with my 5th row, I'm going to change directions. Now to do that, we're going to increase on the right as we have been doing. 1. And the first decrease on the left is just made on this row here by going through 2. That's how that first decrease is made. Now, that was the decrease for the previous row. Now I'm going to decrease by going through 2 each time because I have 8 on my needle, and I'm going to go through 2 at a time to decrease on the left-hand side. Now on the right-hand side, I'm going to increase by 1, chaining 1. Draw up a loop. Okay, so we're just going to finish this row here and show you this. See, now this time, going to the right, we're going to go through 2 first and all the way across and increasing by chaining 1. And that's how you do it. That is the Tunisian chevron stitch. You just zig and zag. Before long, you'll have miles of this ready to applique on anything.